Every 3 months, I'm reminded of what I owe Caesar, or more accurately, what I owe the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, as I pay my taxes on a quarterly basis in part. Most people only think about this once a year on that magic April 15th day. So it isn't hard to understand what Jesus told the Pharisees: repay to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. But the second part of the statement requires some thinking. And to God, what belongs to God? How are we to understand that teaching? Well, first of all, what belongs to God that we can repay or give back to him? It seems almost impossible for everything from the earth to the sea and the sky to all the animals and the creatures of the sea. They all belong to God. Most importantly, though, we belong to God. And all that we are and all that we will become is the result of God's creation and this ongoing gift of life that he gives us. For starters, we see in this gospel from Mark the foundation of Catholic teaching on the relationship between the church and the state or our country. We are called to respect civil authority, to participate in its ordering, and to protect its sovereignty. However, and this is the key part, our ultimate authority is to God. We are called to follow the teachings of Jesus when it comes to these decisions, to determining whether a government law is moral or immoral. The Catechism of the Catholic Church states this: the citizen is obliged in conscience not to follow the directives of the civil authorities when they are contrary to the demands of the moral order, to the fundamental rights of persons, or the teachings of the gospel. If you want to look it up, it's number 2242 in the Catechism. Well, last night at supper, I wasn't at the same table with Father Bobby or Father Fred, but some other priests. We were talking about how this election season is going to be full of emotion and maybe some tough rhetoric. We followers of Jesus, we have the teachings of God to guide us through any rough waters of any time, election season or not. We've had the 10 Commandments. We have the Gospels to allow us to discern what we owe to Caesar in promoting the common good of our homelands and what we owe to God in building up the kingdom of God on earth. Though we may give our money and taxes to the Caesars of our time, we are called to give our lives to God. We live to return God's love in our seeking to do his will, to serve others in his name, and to lead others to a life of goodness and holiness and meaning that are all found in knowing and loving and serving God. So my brothers and sisters, what do we owe God today? That's a good question to bring to prayer and reflection, to bring to our families, to ask ourselves honestly, what do we owe to God before the sun goes down today? The particulars might vary each day, but the principle remains the same. It is our devotion, it is our obedience, it is our trust and our love that we give to God first and foremost every day of our lives.